I'm having a Tuesday afternoon ramble to myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually watching something at the same time as cut the sound down and just talk to myself. So I thought I'll come on here. Because I'm doing a bit of fucking moaning, I'm obviously having a beer because it's Tuesday, isn't it? Cheers. You can't spend a lifetime not doing what you've always done for the rest. But you can try. I thank fuck for one thing in my life. Yeah. As much as I moan and complain about pubs closing, and the pubs that were there aren't there anymore, but I don't even live in that part of the country anymore anyway. But I think if the pubs had still been there, I'd have been dead 10 years ago. Because of the simple fact that, I drink at home. I have a few beers at home. I love a few beers at home at lunchtime, whatever, before I have something to eat. I lead a pretty good... I did lead a pretty good healthy lifestyle until my legs became basically impossible to fucking use. But as you've seen, I walked all over the place. But mentally I was struggling. But now I must say that if I'd been in that era, the 80s, 90s, where when I walked in the pub there were, I don't know, 10, 12 people that I knew, it's difficult to leave, isn't it? That's not the same as like being in the home, is it? Like in the bolt hole, the fucking double garage death camp that I live in, is it? All I've got to do is stop going to the fridge, isn't it? Yeah, I don't have someone there on my shoulder saying, do you want to go and get another out of the fridge? Because there's no one there, man. Loneliness is an issue, but loneliness is, in the stuff I read, it's mental illness if not controlled. You must control loneliness and accept the present moment for what it is. But anyway, going on about what I'm on here for. I mean, I'm still having a fucking rant and a moan about the shit's going on. I don't know if anyone's watched it, but I watched Donald Trump's speech that he actually sent to, the World Economic Forum, old Klaus Schwab's, set up in Davos, where according to certain people, it's the busiest week for prostitutes of the year. Probably so. I would have thought there's still some good skiing around there at this time. I have been through it on my board back in the day. But yeah, he sent a speech, and like a guy I like to think of as being intelligent is a person who chirps in around my cousin. I've got this cousin who's got all these opinions, who's actually really been fucking nowhere. But he has someone who chirps in, who I think lives in the States now. And he brings Trump to mind, and he brings his issues to mind. And, there's a lot more to Trump than people make the fucking, that people give an opinion of, So I keep an open mind. I don't comment on him like I comment on here even, but I listened to his speech today from the World Economic Forum and the speech of the guy from the President or Prime Minister of Argentina. And those two speeches made me realize and acknowledge the fact in my own mind there's a massive change coming. A massive fucking change. I love Trump's fucking comments about Canada and the debt they were into Canada, and that basically they could become a new state for us, i.e. join the USA, or we're not going to pay the fucking bill. And I think this is what's happening. And I think with Argentina, one of the fucking most indebted countries of the world, you know, fucking basically I've seen videos going like years ago where a traveller was lighting 10, whatever they were, whatever dollars they use or whatever pesetas or whatever. He was lighting one of those to light his cigar because lighting one of those, a note, a fucking currency, was cheaper than striking a match. And that's what I'm saying. We don't fucking know what's around the corner. Not sure if it's good. The way these two talk about it, and especially the Argentinian Prime Minister are talking about the awoke crew compared to the capitalists. It's so twisted. It's so fucking bent. It's so corrupt. It's about basically golden age, as Trump says, open up fucking oil fucking reserves, open up fucking gas, just drill everywhere, cut all the bullshit down, you know what I mean? When you apply, he's right what he says in one sense, when you apply to build a house even, the bureaucracy is fucking disgusting. But if you apply to open a fucking new mine or a new fucking oil rig, I suppose that's the same as well, that. And he's talking bigger scale than I taught when I was in the building trade, where, like I say, someone asked you to build an extension, and it was 2 years later before they even got permission. Never mind anything else. But this is the corruption of government, and this is, I see government cuts all the time. Governments cut this, they cut that. Local governments cut your bus service, they cut this, fucking that. The one thing they never cut are their own fucking pensions, yeah. They've been fucking claiming beautiful, massive pensions for fucking decades, yeah. Well, more than decades, actually, centuries. I think the future will hold less for the newcomers in their state, but I've just been reading now, actually, and I'm chirping in on a different subject here about Cockermouth's fucking, local bus service, which has been supplying the local estate, new estate, of houses worth over 450,000 each, yeah. Supposedly so many fucking, affordable homes, which became very few. But there was a bus service put on by a company called Stories. Now, Story Homes are the company that built them. I don't want to fucking bore you with this, but this is going all over the country. So Story Homes get permission to build fucking, 500, 600, £500,000 homes on the edge of a little fucking village in Cumbria. They proved the simple fact that, the going wage around there was fucking enough to buy or have a mortgage of maybe 120 grand, not 500,000. So you get people coming in from all over. So Story Homes drop little butties in every fucking corner, to the extent where they drop a butty in the corner of the council and say, right, we'll run a bus service around the town for 4 years after, such as the estate's finished, and then we'll just pull it. And that's what they do. And that's what they're just doing here now. This has happened all throughout your life, where you lived on new estates, or whenever you lived on a new estate, and I built fucking hundreds of the fuckers, the building company, whether it be Barrett's, Poco Homes, fucking Wellmars, I don't even know a lot of the London companies now, but they all change the names. But when you bought an house on there, if you moved in, you remember that your actual roads weren't really up to fucking scratch until the estate got handed over. You know what I'm saying? You were driving over potholes and everything. When the last house on the estate was handed over, right, they'd give it the finishing tarmac, and everything would be sorted, and you'd be driving onto your new estate that you moved into a year before. They'd fuck your car up because you'd gone down that many potholes, but now we're suddenly finished. Now, that company in those days used to promise to actually upkeep the grass verges, the tarmac of the road, blah, 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 the whole, and then it was handed over to your local council. So your local council, after 4 years, after taking the profit from the land they sold, would then have to look after, you know, the fringes of the estate. They, you know, from the grass verges to the gardens, whatever, the part of it. That doesn't happen anymore. When you buy a new house now, you actually have to buy, well, you take on almost like a place I live in here. It's basically you take on a community fucking payment towards what's going on. Now, if you buy an house, a flat or an apartment in a block, there's a charge made towards the upkeep of the outside of it, you know, that you all chip in for. Well, that's happening now in new housing. Yeah, new houses have that because the councils no longer take them on. Well, because they're struggling to pay the enormous fucking pensions, like Preston Council and everybody else, like every other fucking council, that they've, you know, built up over the fucking years, that they've employed people till they retired at 50 with a fucking big lump sum of $250,000 and then paid them till they died because they've never done a shift in their fucking life. So we're ending up with fucking pensions that last till they're 90. You know? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how I got on this subject, actually. Having a beer on a fucking Tuesday afternoon. I got on the subject because just lately, after a few beers, and it's only 4 or 5, 4 or 5 pints, I get a terrible bout of depression. I never thought I'd have to fight that. I've always been such an happy-go-lucky cunt. I've had depression, but depression for certain reasons. But now I'm getting like the fact of me giving up beer is basically as impossible as, like, you know, well, I don't know how you describe it. I don't drink beer until lunchtime, but when I drink beer at lunchtime, I drink 3 or 4 beers, that's all, 4 or 5 maybe. I don't do much more than that these days. I have a nice lunch, I eat well, then I have some sleep. But now that period after that sleep is low. I've never known it so low. I think it's some kind of chemical imbalance. I've seen doctors about it and I'm asking for, you know, I really need something like, you know, the substitute drug they use is marijuana or something to calm me down, because I'm not. I wouldn't say I was suicidal, but I do worry how low I'm going sometimes these days, which I've never come across before. I've come across depression. And when we talk about depression I'm talking about isn't the depression I'm talking about now. The depression I'm talking about in the past was like just severe fucking twatting by governments, by situations, by systems. Just a fucking foot on your fucking throat job, you know what I mean? I'm talking now what is probably an age thing, you know, and a resilience, non-resilience, whatever you want to call it, against alcohol or whatever. Or just general pressure that these cunts are piling on your head all the fucking time, you know? I mean, it's absolutely fucking... I mean, I'm just going to pick up a piece of paper up here and let you know that over the last fucking month, right, I've had 2 months, I've had a battle and a half with the RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland, yeah? There's a video about it on here. How they fucked me over, mate, you know what I mean? And thought they could throw fucking £100 in my direction and I'd be happy, like, you know what I mean? But I'm not. But it was an horrendous situation. They left me without a pot to piss in the north of fucking Scotland, you know what I mean? Tesco Mobile, you know about that, don't you? For fuck's sake, mate. 6 fucking weeks. I'm going to the Ombudsman next week. I'm going to talk to her, which is all stress-related. I can't be fucking arsed with it, but I'm going there, mate. Simply because the fucking arrogant twat that talks me on the phone wasn't worth it. I don't know where he's come from, man. Don't know what they're about. Anyway, Now TV yesterday, Fuck me, I have broadband off them. You must be fucking joking. Yeah, I have broadband off Now TV. They sent me an email saying that, you know what my emails have been like, have been horrendous. They sent me an email saying that blah, blah, blah. They couldn't collect the payment. They were going to cut me off. I went on my Now TV fucking app. Payment made on 12th of fucking January. Yeah, right. So I fucking ignored it. Blah, blah, blah. Cut me off yesterday. How long to get through? I'd tried 4 times in the previous fucking week or so. You must be fucking joking. I ended up talking to an Indian guy, and he was spot on. I had a good crack with him, and eventually we sorted it. But he took all my credit card numbers, every fucking number I had. And I mean, even the fucking PIN codes, the lot. You know, how the fuck do I know who I'm dealing with? I'm 60 fucking 7. Do you know what I mean? And I had to do this to get my broadband back on. Yeah, just to fucking, like, basically use my fucking internet. Shit show, mate. Next go Google. You know what they've been like with me. A fucking disaster, mate. It's took me fucking weeks to even get to be allowed to send or fucking accept an email. You know? Long story short, they give me a bit of extra courage. A bit of extra fucking, like, storage. I don't believe a fucking word they're saying. Hotmail was the same. Yeah. Oh, and today, the local doctor. Same old story. I posted a fucking link on their line where I'm supposed to get my medication I need. And it came yesterday, and it was half of what it was, and half of the dose that the last doctor told me. It's a joke, innit, man? It's a piss take, innit? Let's be honest, man. It's a total piss take, this, innit? If this is going to work, Donald fucking Trump, or whoever you are, then you can shove your AI up your fucking arse, mate. Anyway, that's me home for a Wednesday. Tuesday, innit? I'm trying to concentrate on my breath. Do you know what old age is a crazy old time in life, you know? My mother used to say to me, you know, and others used to say to me, one guy said to me one day, he said, it's a terrible affliction. It is. But also, you need to take it in, you know. See, I'm probably 4 pints in now. I've eaten well this morning. I've had a lovely walk around Keswick. Seriously, I have. I know. I went up to Keswick. Knees are fucked, back's fucked. Got wrapped up. And had a fucking good half an hour just fucking hobbling along in a place that I love. Because I'm a lucky guy, man. I live in fucking heaven, you know. When you used to see me years ago when I wandered around, you know, fucking Long Sands Lane and fucking Bluebell Wood and that place where David Moyes lived. Beautiful areas. Stunning areas, but I mean fucking, I don't even know how you can describe it. And I'm stuck up on a mountain. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel when it's taken away from me. You know, disability-wise, where I can't fucking get there. You know? Do you know what I mean? 4 walls. 4 walls can be soul destroying. People have changed over the years. Every way and everywhere. Got dickheads running the system. Or pretending to run the system like they know how it is. Yeah. I just popped on. Yeah. Because from the fucking beginning, you ever saw me on a video, I'm as genuine as they come. See you in a bit.